So we're going to look as briefly as we can at the BuzzleBox and the games contained inside. The first thing is a load of paper and puzzles, so just what it's doing. I got a little personal note there, so I'll be keeping that. Some clues inwards, some hidden puzzles as well. So cinnamon whirl. We haven't attempted these because we had enough fun with the games. Cake shop. This was the one I didn't really understand. So there is that. Some cards. These all have stuff on. A little welcome letter telling you exactly what's in there. And these are great. A kind of collection for a folder of games that you can play out and about, that sort of thing. So I'm assuming there were some of those in the first BuzzleBox as well. Then the smallest game is Sleuth Box. This is a deduction game where you will choose one of these things and then ask questions about, is it this, is it that, and if it's in the same row, column, diagonal, or the same color, not diagonal I don't think, no, within one space including diagonal, that was it. So if it's in the surrounding spaces, the same row or column, ask the thing you've picked, you have to say that it's near that, and then you just have to work out what the thing is, and it works really, really well. Top Cake is a auction drafting style game. The rules are here. Everything that you need is in there, and these beautiful cards where you're going to be bidding for these, and as you can see, each one has a max number that can be placed above it. So if I place a 4 down like this, it doesn't necessarily matter if I then place a bigger one. So I could place a 6 on, but the max counts, so I could put 6 on this but not, because I've only got a max of 4, so I could only have that many on there. So you're going to be bidding with cards, a certain amount of these cards, and toppers will come up each round. You're going to be bidding for those with these bidding cards. I'll just show you a set of those. Everyone has the same, and each turn round you're going to be placing one of these out, one face down, one face up, depending on player count, and they go 1 to 8, but you don't use them all, again depending on player count. Reverse is makes the bid the lowest number, and snatch means you take it straight away, whatever. However, if anyone plays the same card, they all cancel each other out, and so this creates a nice kind of meta game of trying to not only bid well but bluff. Someone's put a 1 on something face up, are they going to put a reverse on there later? Maybe they're trying to trick you into putting a reverse on there. It works super well. And then the big game in the box is Donut Dash. A really high quality box. I know it's got no artwork, but the sleeve is great. Slightly bigger rules. And what you're going to do is create a factory here with all the tiles. And you'll notice there are teleports. Teleports go to the same colour. There are reflective walls which you bounce off, and solid walls, and all these are going to be filled with donuts. And you're going to have 2 thieves in here, and you have north, east, south, west, which is dictated by a card on the bigger board, and each round you'll play 1 of 4 cards, and your people will move in that direction, warping around, stopping as soon as they land on another thief or one of these donuts, which will all be on the board like so. And then they'll pick up a donut and put it in their stack if they land on it. So as you go along, the board gets more and more depleted of stuff. I'll show you some of the cards. You have a little card here which tells you what you do, tells you how the scoring works. Rainbows you want to collect more of. Blueberry Violet give you 6 points, but an opponent gets a Sugar Rush card. Strawberry Lemonade, of which is the most, give you 1 point, but you get a card, and Chocolate Coconut just give you 3. So those are really cool. You have the markers to go around the edge, north, south, east, west, and then each colour they have north, south, east, west. Now the important thing is, once you've played a card, it stays face up on the table for everyone to see until you've only got 1 card left in your hand, when you can reclaim your card. Sugar Rush cards are really nice because you can you can use them for points, or you can use them for their powers. And obviously the more points they are, the better the powers. So move thief in any direction other than the one played, especially if you're going to pick up a ketchup donut, which give you minus points. Ignore a barrier, jump over 2 donuts, etc, etc. So that works super well as well. Super simple to play games, but higher level of playability and gameplay. Hello, welcome to another Board Deck and Dice review stroke opinion. Today I'm joined by a little Board Deck and Dice with his face like a sweaty lemon. You trying to think of one now?
No, I already know.
With
your face like a defibrillated jellyfish.
With your face like a battered box. That wasn't very good. Anyway, moving on. Today we are not looking at just one game, we are looking at this magnificent package called the BuzzleBox. The BuzzleBox is a collection of games, puzzles. We haven't even done the puzzles, have we?
No. We
haven't even done them. One of our friends said the puzzles are very hard. The games start from the very simple and small, like Sleuth Box, which is on this beer mat. And there is a range of beer mats that the Dark Imp actually do with games on. So that's one. Then there is Top Cake, and I'll have done an overview showing you all these, which is a card drafting game around cakes. Right. And then there is Donut Dash, which is the big game, which is sort of action selection with a touch of programming. And then there's all these extra things all over the place. There is these stickers, which I think are anagrams or kind of word puzzles. So that says Bat Off Noffy, which I think must be Banoffee. Banoffee. Does that have a H in it? And it's all around the theme of cakes and donuts. There's these game cards that fit in a folder, give you games to do when you're bored. And really what this is designed for is for families who perhaps don't know about modern gaming and are an easy way, should we just mute that, for families to start to get into board gaming. So what were your thoughts when we got this?
It's a very good game, right? When I first saw this and opened it and everything, I thought this would be a great game for lockdown, like just to be amazing. Like you could probably get through this if you just stuck by yourself at home in maybe like the whole box, maybe like a day.
Yeah.
At the least.
Well, if you went straight at it, yeah.
Yes, at the least.
The component quality is really high, isn't it? The boxes are the kind of most plain thing in terms of they have a sleeve, but the components inside are really high quality. And on this box for Donut Dash, the white box underneath is actually imprinted with the Dark Imp. So not quite as colourful as normal boxes, yeah. But where it matters, they're really, like the cakes on here are really illustrated well. If I had one criticism for artwork wise, it would be on the Donut Dash one.
With this guy's mouth.
No, with the tiles are just a little bit grey. And that's my only criticism. It's like the floor of a donut factory. It'd be nice to see some cake splashed all over them. Because this is what I think in games like this. The floor starts off colourful, covered with all those donuts, and gets more and more grey as the game goes on. And I like games where you're covering up, where you're almost it gets more colourful, or at least stays as colourful. And that's my only kind of artistic criticism, and it's a very small one, trust me. But that kind of stood out with the rest of it. They're not produced any worse in terms of quality, but in terms of artwork, I always find that a bit strange, and that might be just a me thing. You are taking the donuts, aren't you, and putting them into your own stacks. So yeah.
The one criticism I have in this whole game is this guy's mouth. It's not even a mouth. Look at it.
What's wrong with it?
Look at his mouth.
It's sneering. Oh. It's got a mask. I think it's a mask.
That's not a mask.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was looking at it wrong.
What is it?
It's just a sneer, isn't it?
Look.
It's you when you're in a mood.
This guy's mouth looks so weird.
Anyway,
It's true.
one valid criticism, one ridiculous statement. Let's move on to the games then. Let's start with the easy one. Sleuth Box. You actually really liked this, didn't you?
Yes.
I thought... I read the rules and I was like, a bit cheeky calling this a game when it's just on a coaster, but actually it works really well. It teaches, in terms of teaching children and newcomers game mechanics, it teaches prioritisation of questions, it teaches basic deduction. We really liked it, we had a lot of fun playing that. So no complaints over that. It offers more game than the size. Top Cake, this was on where we were trying to build our cakes, and they had those rules where you couldn't stack more on certain ones.
I have to say,
I think you won this, didn't you?
yeah, I think I was in a bad mood at that period of time, but I still really enjoyed it. So
You're usually in a bad mood when I ask you to play a game, and then
That's
you
not
really
true.
enjoy it.
that's not true.
I love card drafting. I really like the interesting... Oh no, this is a bidding one, wasn't it? It's bidding. We had to bid those cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We played a lot of games in lockdown.
Yeah.
Poor boy. So it's sort of drafting. You're drafting by bidding on them. And there's some really clever things, like you kept putting the reverse one on to cancel my reverses instead of using it for yourself. It's really clever. You're looking at your own cakes to build. The scoring works really well. I do have one criticism of this one, but it applies to Donut Dash as well, so we'll talk about that at the end. Donut Dash, I really like this one as well. You're running around the factory collecting donuts, trying to collect the best sets, and trying to avoid ketchup donuts, because apparently they're disgusting, although I think you would eat them.
No, they are disgusting. I will not eat them.
Yeah, have you already eaten one?
No.
So how do you know they're disgusting then? How can you review a donut you haven't eaten? So in this one, you can give each other cards by taking the point-heavy donuts. That gives the other person a card. Cards are really useful. The barriers work. There is situations where you can get in an infinite loop, but the rules address it, and actually my wife did that. Now I would say, if you are of the mindset, you could arrange yourself to get an infinite loop, which would give you an advantage. However, you do lose a turn picking up donuts in most cases doing that. You can also steal donuts. Did you mind stealing donuts? Did you like that?
Yeah, but you didn't tell me the most scoring. So there's this rainbow donut that I thought just gave somebody else a card and you a point. But apparently, the more ones you get, the bigger score you get. And you didn't tell me that.
Right at the start of the rules, I said the yellow donuts, you don't want to collect just one or two of them because they're worth negative points, but if you can get more, they're worth a lot of points.
You never said
It's
that.
not my fault if someone doesn't listen. And then me and your mum were collecting loads, so you should have gone, hey, why are you two collecting those?
I did at the end.
Yeah, too late. On to some, and I want to say, we have been blown away by this. We think this is an excellent pack. We would give these to people who are starting out in gaming, people who want to convince gaming is a good idea. There is one caveat. First, go to a specific game. This one, I wasn't that bothered with the stacking. And I know why it's in there. The stacking's in there so you can only steal from one person and to give kind of an end game thing. But there's also punishment for knocking over your stack. And I just think that was one step too far in the rules.
I liked that.
You liked it.
I didn't knock it over, but if you knock
No, but if you were playing with younger children perhaps, and the rules about how you split the stack, strangely, are not that specific. Like, it isn't clear whether you just take the one off the top, and that is unusual because my other criticism does come around the rules, but not because they're not thorough enough, apart from that one situation. I think the rule books in here are excellent for a gamer who's played games, because every question I had almost I found in the rule books, but trying to think about it as someone who's coming to gaming for the first time, they were very text heavy, not enough pictures, and I wonder if the structure might do more harm than good. And it's very hard to say because I haven't tried it, haven't had a chance to ask someone to read the rules and see what they think. But that's my inkling, having read a lot of rule books. I read it and was like, oh yeah, it's all here, this is great. But then I kind of went back and tried to look from a first-timer's or a newcomer's point of view, and I think the rule books are a bit out of sync with the rest of it. Now, you wouldn't know to comment on that because you didn't read the rule books, but that is my biggest criticism, and it's not to do with how the game plays and all the answers that were found in there, but I wonder if the structure could be done a bit differently with an FAQ and getting to the gameplay a bit quicker, just to get people playing quicker. And I only bring that criticism because this is delivered in the structure it is, as something for families to get into gaming, and they're not. It's just going to go get a tissue. We're so professional. Then it's not that it's not all there, it's just that I think the order could be a little prettier and a little more in line with the rest of the packaging. Like I say, if I was reviewing them as games, for gamers stuff, it probably wouldn't even come up. So I want to say again that we have been absolutely blown away with this package. I'm actually, because I get so many games, I'm actually sending this on to a friend, gifting it to a friend and his family, for them to play, and I'm actually gutted because we've really enjoyed it, and it's probably one we would play quite a lot. But I'd love to see them get playing with this and have a really good experience, because I think it's right up their street as well. So, have you got any final thoughts with your face like a exhausted plastic bag?
We haven't actually done all of this.
We haven't done the puzzles. I said that. There's games in here. There's puzzles. There's puzzles. I've been told the puzzles are too hard. Quite hard. Now that's one other thing. I couldn't work out how to do this puzzle. I read the instructions and I still had no idea, because there was bits at the bottom that I didn't know what they were. But again, that's only very small. Considering the stuff you're getting, this is an immense package, I think.
How much is it?
I actually don't know. How much would you pay for this whole package?
Personally, I would pay £50 to £45 for this.
When so you mean 45 to 50? You go up in value, or do you mean 50 to 55?
No, 45 to 50.
45 to 50 pounds. I think that's about right. To be honest, I think that's what what the charge is.
I mean,
so
I would pay £30 for the stuff that we've done, but we haven't done any of the puzzles. Or
I've just seen something. What is the best colour for icing? I think that's what all these are. What is the best colour for icing? So they're probably icing.
Nice.
Banana toffee.
But yeah, I would pay like £30 to play. I would pay like.
Well, I think that would be like £30 in a shop easily.
Yeah.
That would be 10 to 15. That would be 5. So you're already at 50 there. And then you've got all the puzzles. You've got these really high quality clip-in stuff. I mean, if I hadn't already had this family that I wanted to send it on to, we'd definitely be keeping it, wouldn't we? It takes up very little room. It's excellent, and they've got 2 of these BuzzleBoxes out, or you can buy the game separately if you like the look of one and not the other. We've been really impressed, haven't we? So go check out the Dark Imp's website. I think at the moment that's the only place you can get the BuzzleBox. But look out for more stuff from this company. I know that I think they're planning a Kickstarter later on in the year, so we will let people know when that happens as well. So you, with your face like a bitter mosquito.
Okay.
Are you going to say goodbye?
Well, I'm going to say one more thing before we go, which is I don't know why, it's just really important. Also you get the box. You also get this stuff.
Thanks for watching.